要这样子呢，这就我们继续追查了啊。所以说玩到这里呢，我们开始有一点这个侦探的警探的成就感。不然如果没有主线，你没有推进任何剧情的时候，没有推进任何进度的时候，你会觉得没有成就感。然后你玩起来呢，在这么多大量的文本之下呢，你会觉得这个游戏有点 boring 的。我是不是已经买了啊
？The tin machine stands in the corner. A sign says 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
啊？这个在这个机车上的这个。啊，好好。我比较纳闷的是说，这些人到晚上的时候，他必须要有一点差异呀。你不能说，那小孩子在这个院子里面玩，都到了3更半夜还在那边玩，永远待在那边，这就讲不通啊！你这样子，你这个游戏最重要的是要有代入感啊，代入感非常重要。如果你这样子去搞的话，那不就是没有那种代入感了吗？好，我们现在要干嘛了？啊，我们现在去洗鞋子啊！现在已经下午1点了嘛，对不对？我们刚好可以去洗那个战靴。而且那个我的伙伴我的助手也很奇怪，这个尸体的鞋子被拿下来呢，他也没有任何的这个动静啊。我们来查那个汤。
This industrial gas-powered stove has been used. Getting the corpse residue out of these boots is going to require patience, and also a huge pot full of boiling water, soap, and white vinegar.
查看清洁
There
用。
is a variety of soaps and bleaches in the cabinet to the left of the stove. There is also a bottle of white vinegar in the cabinet next to the fridge.
Vinegar, white vinegar.
It's bad with those boots. Don't be stingy now. The bottom of the pot fills with shiny white goo.
Glue.
All right now, chef. Light up the stove and boil them. The soap bubbles over the rim of the pot. The water slowly. Strips of polymer fabric and human tissue separate from the lining of the boots. They float to the bubbling surface. A 2-course dinner of rotten flesh and hardened ceramic. The boots look cleaner and cleaner. Those bits of human flesh are beginning to look cooked. You can smell it too. Just like beef stew. That's it, chef. The boots are as clean as they're going to get. Steam, dense with the smell of strange meat, disappears into the vent above the stove. The boots look clean, but still smell funky. The strong vinegar odor forces you to take a few steps back from the stove. The whole kitchen now smells like white vinegar, but maybe your boots won't smell like a corpse. A pair of real beauties. The boots are shiny, hot, and reek of vinegar. Just perfect.
对，完成一个任务，而且我达到一个新的靴子啊！这个靴子是什么？从容自若啊！我这个靴子什么？哇靠，争强好胜哎！哇，我的服装越来越多了。 我要去洗啊！我现在有一个点呢、我还不如多开一个啊，继续开啊！我开一个好了啊，我使用这个好了。不要啊，我看哪一个比较好啊？我觉得这个是，哇，这个也太多了吧！我靠！嗯，什么啊？这个吧，这个吧。这个吧。哎呦，哎，这个啦，这个好了啦。你就慢慢的去搞好了，我现在去这个楼上洗一下澡好了。现在这个我的助手不在哈，我跟妹子讲话。
The door is closed. This door can open. Still nothing. Still nothing.
哎，妹子那个上去要怎么上去的啊？不是我好奇。好，那我好像可以照一下镜子的样子。
This is not the cleanest bathtub in the world, but it's cleaner than you are. Ah, that soap scum smell. It smells like life, at least compared to you. The bathtub slowly fills with water. The water beckons. The water is only lukewarm, but still comforting, like amniotic fluid. A few beer cans are bobbing up and down along your flanks, like sad duckies. Now you are alone with your thoughts in the tub. But it's easier than being alone with your thoughts outside the tub. They're not even really thoughts, just assorted sensations. None of them acute enough to focus on. Your fingers grow pale and are covered with tiny whirls as the water cools.
这会增加体力
You
耶。
see the corpse. You can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than... Then, houses along a narrow street. A video rental. Darkness on the planet's curvature. You see the corpse. You can still smell the cadaver. Then, your fingers grow pale and your fingers grow... You see the... Then, the waterline recedes as you stand. You are cold now. Your clothes stick to your still moist skin. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your face in the mirror.
食髓知味，我看一下哈。我现在食髓知味+1哎，应该我还有一些服装可以增加食髓知味。你看，你看，这裤子是食髓知味+1啊。哎呦，这也是食髓知味+1。手套啊，手套食髓知味。
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's like something snaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long.
可以啊。
Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you.
就这样啊，靠！这个没办法上去啊。那个妹子是怎么上去的呢？ 都没有任何的，这个是上去的一个东西。唉，好吧，我们下去吧。那我现在不会去一个人去挑战他的啦，我要找这个等警探回来的时候，我再去挑战他了。这个家伙到底是干嘛的啊？好啦好啦，啊，我要去找那个什么哦，重燃油哦，重燃油。哎呦，我要去调查那个汤啊！我调查这个汤。哎，
You see a heavy steel. The door does not. The cobalt blue, old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. It leads to a side building, adjacent.
讲一下汤的事情啊。
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod. The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his and then seems to wait. I'm pretty sure he asked you a question. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
怎么会来这么久还不会说英文呢？
Boss need more vodka?
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very special borscht indeed. Turn it up and then ask for some yourself.
伏特加。
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg. He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew.
Boost。玛丽拉，玛丽拉。
The mention of mañana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. He smiles and nods enthusiastically and, chattering away in his language, ladles some brew into a small thermal cup, then hands it to you.
我现在有点，我现在有汤啊！我现在有汤啊！这个吗？格瑞西是这个吗？体格、智力、心智、体格。靠，这个弹头哎，哦，互动。
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found. The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold. You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. Little pebbles of metal loaded from the muzzle, usually in a cartridge. The squished little thing has no idea. I know. You should find the gun that shot this bullet.
对啊。
That sounds like something a police detective would do. First, you should learn all you can about this little guy. Then find the gun that shot it and the person that gun belongs to.
Yes.
You used it to kill your victim. Neato. The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark gray core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
外壳哈，有
You
外
can
壳。
just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard. It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound. What's interesting about the bullet thus far? A jacketed bullet, which would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzle loader like those typically found on the streets of
这个是
Monterey.
rifle 哦，这个是属于这个是步枪哦，因为它是有包壳的子弹，所以说它是出自于步枪，而不是我们在手上随便拿到的这个前膛枪啊，也不是那个 pistol 了。
Very interesting. You have an unusual military-grade bullet in your hand. Now all you need is to find a gun that could fire it.
真的还假的？手眼协调哎，干他妈的手眼协调！我看一下啊，手眼协调是伸手啊，我必须现在要去增加这个伸手啊，增加伸手。我再看一下这个道具啊，有很多我都没有去细心看啊。
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? But it will not happen.
这还有什么
It's
可
the
以
ledger
讲？
you found in the trash.
这没有什么可以讲。马丁你吃得到这个
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locate. Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint Ghislaine and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Your finger moves through the finally.
For
好
more
啦好
detail,
啦，这没有什么特别的。我看一下这个啊，
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars, gone. For you to discover, you've gotten as far as you will. Someone who knows about history could tell you.
了解历史的人哦，了解历史的人，谁了解历史啊？唉，这什么东西？
The face of King Freecell, comrade. As you know, but like only 4 issues in, and it sounds like they've all. So please, if you flip back to the front.
这个我就点一点就好了。
Whoa. Bear wrestling. Flip back. It seems to be, according to this extremely credulous, based on Sapormat. It's quite, according to, this is the S. That's very, you flip back to the front of the, it takes a moment. Why? As you leaf through the main feature, the tip-top tourney, is this so-called, you think you're settling in. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000, where to even start? So, all of it, basic. Oddly enough, there's no way that, have you ever met anyone named Exilus? Come on, they're plainly more than that. Under capital, thus, the so and that precise at the end of the day. Sure, It's the stilted armed. By the time you flip back to the front, unsurprising, you skim the. Finally, there's a brief odd, the eternal. Thus, you flip back to the
好
front.
了，好了，好了，好了，这个不干我的事啊。这是什么东西？弹头我已经搞过了，这个杂
In
志
your
哦。
hands, you hold. Indeed, you flip through real art. The back cover is. She can't be much older than her. In cold, the Yugo grow as ethnic tension. It would physically hurt you.
我靠！
They go through. He toils through the daily drudgery at the Lenka Polyfabricate. She spends the next several decades. The memory of their short time spent together tortures the former lovers ceaselessly until the end of their days. Years pass as life leaves their remains between.
好了好了，干妈这些读你去读这个哈，读没完没了。我们现在先等那个我助手回来，我再去找那群人。那群人，你怎么助手怎么还没回来啊？唉，什么东西？啊，什么东西嘛？什么东西啊？他不讲话，没办法。我这边啊，那个打球了，还在那边打。
The ship takes off like a silvery mosquito, unfolding its rotor blade arms. She mumbles, reading,
Mumble.
then puts down the soft cover.
Yes, a sci-fi. Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read. It is. I know you are. What with?
What with? A lot of things. For example, people tend to go missing.
My husband? No, he's not. I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working? Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time. No. Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
It's got to be something else then. Why else would you be asking her if it wasn't?
No, absolutely not. Are you a policeman or a nanny?
Nanny.
They are not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance.
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with their friends down in Shamrock. There's nothing to worry about. They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now. My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny, she is turning 18 next month. But we shouldn't even be talking about them.
真的很烦的警察哎。
Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that they're not missing? That they're in Shamrock, safe and well, at some stupid party?
Did someone say party? You could use a party. Hunt it down.
A killer party? What is it with you and Pulp Staples? My god. Please, no more talk about my daughters. They are fine.
Okay, it must be asked then. What are you doing here? Why are you pursuing this? Is it a hunch?
Punch.
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here. Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Please, let's do.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking. An array of neurons fire up with joy. Bum her a cigarette, lest it turn to pain.
No, I don't. Why do you think that I smoke? It's not like yours look much better.
She is right. Your hands look even worse than hers, with tiny cuts and gushes covering your skin like a spider web. Your fingertips have become an ugly shade of brown. These are the hands of someone who's smoked for at least 20 years, as evidenced by the discoloration of fingers. Marks on your skin may point to past quarrels.
I already told you I don't have any. Go bother someone else. From the kiosk? There's one near the harbor. It's Frita. You can look it up.
这也太有耐心了吧
She sighs. The woman before you nods.
真的没事情啊，真的没事情。
Hello again, sir. Oh, that's Auntie Billy. She's nice if a bit distressed. No, no, sir. She's a working woman who comes to look at the books a lot. I think she is a bad husband. Not very nice or helpful. Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
But it does make the famous people more famous. Why would they do that, sir? That's so cool. Maybe they'll make you a book cover picture and everything. Standing over a dead body, holding a gun. It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man. Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something. Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end. I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum. I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though. No, I don't know. Yes, she knows books.
What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck somewhere in your forebrain? Later, when you get the chance, you should address these issues by getting drunk. That'll show them.
Maybe some about other books? Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals. It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things, and it's kind of like a puzzle, where you can guess who the criminal is, or how the good guys are going to catch him. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. Head, yes.
No, your mind. Not head, child. Heads.
No, he's wicked smart in the stories. Like you, sir, of course. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
You fail to deduce anything substantial. She waits intently.
Come on, anyone would notice that.
从容自若。从容自若。好吧，干他妈的！从容自若，等我有什么搞头的时候，我再回来找你啊。92%竟然我没办法，这个太扯了啊。
Everything's still cool here, officer.
你是从哪里来的，希拉？
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola.
Archipelago.
Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
Very cool. I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. It's super nice of you to apologize for colonialism, but the Apricot Suzerainty is a shithole. That's why I left. If you say so, officer, I don't worry too much about politics. I'm an entrepreneur, you know? Whatever's good for business is good for me.
能言善道，能言善道。没关系啊，随便啊，挑战看看。
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
Oh, okay. But why, officer? An investment? What kind of investment? I hear you, officer. What kind of a sum are we talking about here?
10个吧。
Sounds like a fair deal all around.
10块钱啊。
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs. That's very cool. I don't like drugs either. I only said I do because I didn't want to sound lame. Peer pressure.
Sir, it appears to be true. No drugs in sight. Not in the box of sunglasses or under the speakers.
That's cool. Especially after you said you don't like them. All the cool detectives do drugs without liking them. Sadly, I don't have any drugs on sale here. That's even cooler. you investigating that and all. But I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater. No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. I'm...
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity. Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd. Crowd, you know, the drug crowd?
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
OK， 他知道是谁。
Okay, look. There's bad people here doing bad things. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've been in Revachol for 15 years, working my way up.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
OK，
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
老女人吗？
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved.
He's not ruling her out.
I don't know. I'm not local. I don't know anything about that. All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now. All right. Very cool. Let's cap this off with a purchase. A pair of funky sunglasses, detective? You deserve it. And I deserve it too. Don't you think?
我现在有钱啊！唉，我现在要干嘛？这里有一个女人啊，我从这里比较快。 这是一个诗人啊，左边这个是一个诗人。这个家伙 ，Lady。
The woman is still hunched over the railing, her head swaying to the music, her eyes looking at nothing in particular.
Huh? What is it? What do you want? Did you just call me a lady, Harry Fair?
The woman's malevolent cackling fills the roundabout.
Malevolence.
I'm a lady like you are, Gabriel Buen Guerrero. Only in dreams. I'm only terrifying to small children, and to those who used to know me.
Yeah, it's not her. Believe me.
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was. How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around, when I have my movies to go to? Oh, sin.
那个女司机到底是谁啊？他妈的！但是没有其他女司机了啊。
An old monument stands in the... Something with great kinetic energies. Someone shot him in the heart.
没有其他的。
A lorry stuck. The windows are fumes of heavy... The back end a book with ragged edges. The driver has a large metal pendant hang. It is a seal.
我跟他讲了。
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole.
清洁员啊。
Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but the bossman said he's a real piece of work. Thanks for helping out, friend. Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help?
蛮累啦。哎，我想一下啊。我还不想去见这个工会的老大哈。这算是一个主线吧，我觉得。去找一下这个，看他有什么新的对话。
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
What in God's name is she talking about?
Cursed?
What in God's name is she talking?
我们来看一下这个哦，这个地方到底可不可以打开？
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtain.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains. Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. am sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
The curtains do seem frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
Thank you. Let's just talk about this first, all right? There's no reason for you to venture into the unknown.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you.
我先存档啊，先存档。
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime. I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
She recites it like it's a poem, or like she's playing a role she's grown tired of. She's so tense, it's a miracle she hasn't snapped in half yet.
I'm not tense, I'm just... Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed. Just like Annette said, they don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
Host of hosts, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the curtains.
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy. Everyone knows that all the previous companies in this building have sooner or later declared bankruptcy, and their malicious spirits are still here, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here. It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Wow. Void raves. You have new words.
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists, and even a pair of similes mediators. They provided me with the wards.
War.
The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough. Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people. Doesn't seem like the spell is working. There are no customers around except you.
Sir, I am well educated in the commercial and esoteric arts. I know what to do and what to avoid. You're right. A bookstore wasn't even my original plan. I actually wanted to sell esoteric paraphernalia to help to balance out this neighborhood's dark energies. Well, my husband would definitely agree with you. He's the one who suggested selling books. Less stupid, he said. More cultured. But being cultured doesn't offer any protection against the curse, does it? Maybe I shouldn't have listened to him after all. Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense.
故弄
Every
玄
now
虚
and，then, she nudges her glasses.
故弄玄虚是，我先离开吧。储存有储存。故弄玄虚一下。
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
Shift.
You're no para-detective. You look nothing like one. And you're clearly a drinker. Pardon me for being so blunt, but...
You look like one. Hey now, hey. You need the booze to focus, all right?
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
You're parsimonese. Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance. But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us. If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it? Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
Chimney.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it.
OK， 我拿到了。
Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? Probably just some office space. Don't be scared.
好，支线了哈，支线我一个人扛，不需要我的助手了。去吧。
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
Haha. 没事啊。哇，很多符咒哎。哦，纪晓木。等一下啊，我是这个啊，纪晓木啊。我现在在搞这个纪晓木呢，就快成功了，纪晓木。
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. Only an echo. No one is a hollowed-out, dark echo.
把钥匙打
After
开。
exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open.
哎呦，全集耶！皮革和汗水的味道。什么东西拿走啊？铅球哎、哎，这个啊，我知道了，我要去给那个老人啊，我找到铅球了。
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates.
Barbell.
It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
身强体健啊，身强体健有啊。我应该要把这个可以直接加2的这个衣服，我觉得是非常好。哎，天哪！我已经一个身强体健了，哎，那哪一个是让我身强体健减1的？哎，什么是身强体健减1？身强体健加1啊，那没办法。身强体健是属于哪一个？对啊，我一直想要体格哦。哎，喝酒好啦。我喝一口酒啊。工具喝一口酒。体格加1。这个是什么？体格加1，身强体健。这样。
Well, hello. Light reflects off the green glass of the Commodore Red. The gods have been generous. Better pop it open before they change their minds. Wow, the gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to... There's a satisfying pop as the cork jumps out, and the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back, Detective. Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right? Nothing you can say would... Cop gives up the...
靠腰啊！哼！干这个士气低落的时候，马上就要那个了，是不是？就是马上士气低落，马上就要那个就对了。
A heavy door with a missing handle stands after exerting some...
身强体健。 他那个很奇怪，他马上就要。哦，我现在要喝酒。喝啊！
Well, hello. Wow. The god, there's a satisfying pop as the cork jumps out. And the hair, nothing. Some mental stuff. A golden sun melts down your throat.
马
Its
上就要
rays
制
filling
止
your
了。
nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's an alcohol button. Alcohol gives plus.
From the void we came.
而且我有技能啊，我干脆把身强体健给点满了。不要！我先存个档。然后我现在举这个哑铃有多少几率？
A barbell lies at 60 kilograms. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
太低了啦！ 身强体健。等一下啊，我不是体格，我是什么？体格不是有加吗？体格不是加了吗？对啊。
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Huh.
You manage to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly and
体力还受损了。 再试一次啊！
the barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for
可以啦。
its master.
不哦。
Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game.
我靠！
A warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head.
干妈就这样哦，浪费欸，真浪费呀！干，真的浪费呀！干，还喝了一口酒。 铅球哎，我拿到铅球了。就醒过啊。你干他不醒过、啊。 现在怎样？我出不去啊！干他妈！shit， 什么东西？铅球。 带这个才可以出去，是不是？操！干！怎么这样啊？神经病啊！卡住啊！他妈烂游戏！这个现在是怎样？我不能说话，是这样。你怎么不能走呢？啊！他妈的！不要进去哦！
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in... You see a dimly lit...
I warned you!
进去就回不来了嘞。看，可是里面可以找到一个铁球哎。
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dark. Only an echo, a hollowed-out, dark echo. Ow! Shoot! Whose moronic idea was it to just run?
What is going on? I warn you!
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door.
这个窗帘怎么打开了？是不是？这这里面有个铅球啊！啊，我再读一下，我再读取那个进度，我再读取这个进度，看可不可以出来啊？真的很奇怪。 什么？你这个游戏是不是做坏了？
A heavy door with a missing.
You've hurt yourself now. I told you not to mess around back there. What are you even trying to... You're only making things worse. Cursed?
What in God's...
Cursed?
What in God's name is she talking about?
Goodness, you were already doing...
She smiles.
Oh yes? How's my precious doing? She's a good girl.
The woman before you.
靠腰啊！Shit.
Hello again, esteemed officer. I already told. Just let it go.
She recites, she's so tense, it's a miracle she hasn't snapped in half yet.
It's just for decor. Okay, are you happy now?
Host of hosts, she prays. Guard me and my honor.
Yes, the wards help to keep the doom at bay and. Oh, there are numerous.
Desert pygmy shape. Doesn't seem like the spell is working. There are no customers around.
Sir, I am well educated in the discount my. Besides, this would only tempt the phantom. The curse. It's the curse of financial distress. It's not just that there's something wrong with this building. It's not good to.
Wow. Void raves. You have new word.
Most certainly not.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class
Are you sure? You're no parody.
You look like one. Hey now, hey. You need the booze to focus.
How do you...
Here we go.
Your part's but if you promise, good officer, thank you, sir.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman. Yes, some unnatural magic. Oh, and...
Unbelievable darkness and root. What you discover?
Okay, but please, only a few questions.
The woman before you.
我现在储存啊，这个有一个 bug 啊。
You see a set of... You see a dimly lit...
我不是有钥匙了吗？
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you.
这个是先存个档啊，非常重要。我想要去拿铅球就回来了。
A heavy door with a missing... After exerting some force...
就拿铅球就好了。好，回家。你不要把我关起来哦。对啊，这次怎么没有被关起来？靠腰哦，拿到球去找老人啊，去找老人。我只是要拿球。这什么东西？马铃薯。下面是有马铃薯。
We are still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking.
What is this? Are you mocking us?
Now. No need to get angry again, René. I'm sure the officer tried his best. It's not like there's a bull kiosk here in Martinez.
That's how it is, huh? Fine.
哦，才10
I
点
guess
经
you
验
did
值
attempt
啊！
to right your hooliganism. Consider it forgiven.
He mumbles something to himself. It seems to be a variety of curses.
Yes, the Debardiers Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight. Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
对啊，你为什么会休假？
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me. Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean,
那一周没有守卫哈，所以说那一周的这个武器呢，还有装备呢，还有一些这个运货用的这个绳索啊，都跟这个案件有关哦。而且所以说都是从货柜码头那边拿来的，应该是哦。
Look, officer, the container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
the possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiners' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting dirt reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words. Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong with that. I do it too. Everyone does it. It's an excellent side thing.
Yes, yes, yes. Can we conclude the topic of my gout boost now? She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Marie Beaulieu.
She?
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and...
Yes, yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
什么东西呀？9点了，我现在有点找这个哈，找这个人。哎，我看一下。
An old callbox. East Delta Commerce Center. This must be the name of the doomed commercial area.
这个啦，24小时窗户公司啊。
You ring the doorbell, but
他
nothing
挡住了
happens.
24小时窗户公司的这个路了。
You hear the same waiting room music. But you ring the doorbell. What an ominous name for a hair salon. Doesn't bode well for anyone's hair.
全集的就是这个。
All you hear is static, but no one answers the call.
这里是没有人，是因为他被诅咒了。
You wait for a minute or two, but all you get from the call box is silence. No one answers the doorbell.
坚定意志。 坚定意志，还没好啊！你继续啊！所以说你到底有什么想说的呢
Necromancer, Kuno dies. You're gonna pick one out of his brain like that too? Kuno's gonna go out in a hail of bullets. Gonna look like a fucking porcupine. Kuno doesn't fucking care.
通达情理，我现在通达情理啊，通达情理啊，有哪一个是可以通达情理一下的？ 这是什么？死水之味。干他妈！我这个不是，我很奇怪的是说，我明明就有通达情理啊。不是已经有通达情理？这有通达情理。很奇怪，通达情理。哎，心智是不是？我来喝一口那个心智。哎，我来喝一口那个。干，怎么不能放啊？我不知道这个游戏怎么这么回事啊？做的很差哎。我现在要使用这个哈，我现在要使用这个。好，那我现在通达情理已经是2了呗。
Fuck does Kuno care?
呀，增加了1点啊，试试看吧。
What's going on? Like you don't have enough on.
Take the paint.
Smelling.
Quit that.
Don't let him.
You have no idea what's.
Kuno doesn't.
那个哈，一定要过了。我不吃药。
Fuck does Kuno care?
What's going on? Like you don't have it.
Take the.
Smelling weakness.
Quit that.
Don't let him move.
You have no idea what to say now.
Kuno doesn't. Fuck does Kuno care?
What's going on? Like you don't have enough on your.
Fuck.
Kuno, they've all.
Ease off, see?
He'd rather die than work with the justice system.
Kuno doesn't.
42应该很好过啊。
Fuck does Kuno care?
It's not
过
Kuno.
了。
It's Kuno S.
Kunos。Kunos。
Kuno S is by far the worst of the two. Kuno has no problem being near you, but the other hides behind the fence, afraid for her life, like she's done something very bad.
什么事情啊？
She came up with that psychopathic scheme of screaming for help before. Kuno just wanted to talk to you about his name. Kuno S was the one who wound him up and directed him. Also, Kuno hasn't stopped talking to you, even enjoys it from time to time. When you talk to the other one, it's like talking to a cornered animal. She only hisses and says murder was the case that they gave her.
对。
And then there's the fact that she's a girl and appears to be a little younger, certainly smaller. And yet Kuno is afraid of her. What's up with that, Kuno?
Yes.
All in all, Kuno respects madness. You cannot hope to outdo her on that front. You must win yourself a few minutes with him alone.
对。
Fuck you whispering about?
什么东西啊？
He's whispering too. He's going with it. But watch what happens.
Fuck you, whispering about.
She puts extra stress onto that word, expecting it will make you uncomfortable.
Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
This is it. You've got him. But be careful. You can still fuck this up. Don't make Kuno look bad in this.
Okay.
Crazy? You don't know the half of it. She's not crazy. She's insane. Dangerous. She's smoked a man. She's done people in. Probably even pigs.
Stop talking to him! Kuno, I'm fucking warning you! You're gonna get us into shit!
She understands what you're trying to do.
Yo, see? Did Kuno not tell ya? Kuno told ya. Kuno talks to whoever he wants. Talk, pig. Kuno's got it under control.
You did it. They're separated. He's even turned his back to her, so she can't read his lips.
Kuno means she killed someone. That's right. She's a killer. Like, actually a killer.
His little green eyes are fixed on yours. He's meant everything he said before. But right now, he not only means it, he is sincere.
Sincere.
Are you getting this? You think I'm fucking telling you a joke here? How hard do you think it is to kill a fat ass? Sweet talk him, then knife him.
Oh.
She's probably killed a pig too. I mean, I'm pretty sure she has. I knew you pigs were too naive for this shit. Good thing Kuno's got her under control. Kuno keeps her calm.
A cop would be too large for her to overpower, but a determined child of her size can still kill the vulnerable, the elderly, the homeless, or other children.
Yes.
The creature peers at you both from over the fence. There is something searching in her eyes. Kuno falls silent. He does not look at you when he replies.
Kuno, there, that's it. That's what Kuno is starting to think here.
He usually looks you straight in the eye. A little something just crumbled there.
Yeah, she would have liked to fuck him up, but she didn't. Kuno wasn't around, and C was with Kuno. Look, Kuno's gonna put you at ease. We didn't do it.
Okay.
He speaks the truth, my liege.
Yeah, she's psycho. None of that kiddie psycho. Cat burning shit. She does the real deal.
She's a real deal. Encyclopedia.
Snuff radio shit. Believe me, pig, you don't want to know.
And he doesn't even want to think about it. This isn't just another boast.
Fuck knows. She says it's the song of her people or some shit. Crazy people. The fucking Nakis. I don't know.
It's Suruese. The Suru are an indigenous ethnic minority in the social democratic powerhouse Vasa on the tundra and tiger-covered Isola of Katla. Far, far away from here. As far as possible, really.
Suruese? Like that man from Helmdall shit? She could be. She could be that Helmdall shit.
Revelshot does have a small Suruese community. Or she climbed into a yakberry crate and was shipped over accidentally.
哦。
Fuck no, she's not my sister. She's just a stray who got in, like a mad dog or some shit.
Stray.
Yeah, she was just there.
真的啊。
What was that, Kuno?
She was in the hallway, dripping wet, by the fucking shoe rack, in the dark.
A shoe cupboard just off to the right. Have you been to this place?
有啊，有右边的鞋柜。
Yeah, that's the place. She was just balled up near the closet, psycho style. Kuno's got no fucking idea. Her hair was all wet. I think she pissed on the floor too. She was there for 3 days, in the corner, every time Kuno went out. I don't know. Someone left the door open. Kuno comes home and she's sleeping under the desk, under a pile of clothes, like a dog.
Someone left the door open. It was him, by accident or... on purpose.
Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit. Doesn't even see her there, or thinks it's fucking Kuno. Shit's all on Kuno. How's Kuno dealing? Kuno's dealing just fine. He doesn't need you fucking with any of it. C doesn't either. Kuno's got this shit under control. Listen. C is Kuno's go-to. Kuno's protecting her. You fuck with C, you fuck with Kuno. You threaten her, you threaten to take her away.
This is what it all comes down to. He needs you to take him seriously now.
I'm going to kill you. I'll run when you put the cuffs on her, sneak up on you later, and fuck you up. You understand? Alright, now we can do business. Yeah? What do you want? Kuno can hook you up with...
Don't hook him up with shit, Kuno!
See, relax. He respects the Kuno. Kuno made him respect the Kuno. You respect the Kuno, you get all kinds of shit. Remember when you tried to get Kuno to hook you up? We can get on that now. If you run a little errand for the Kuno, me and you, Kuno's gonna hook you up with illegal narcotics.
靠！
See, it's tension and release with Kuno. Now we releasing. The pan buying shit, that's on now too. 90% discount for Kuno's pig. Kuno can flex. Kuno flexes for hobos. Kuno sees you're in need.
来呀，15块，这是，哇靠，这个不错啊！鬼丛玲珑加强身体健啊，这我可以去举哑铃了啊，会不错，会不错了啊。
Here, pig, we're fun now. Performance buddies.
可以啊，我穿啊。
Kuno could already see you soaring through the air like a fucking eagle. Pig's in Kuno's debt now. Money debt?
Money debt doesn't mean anything. He's just saying words. You're not in his debt.
Kuno doesn't fuck.
可以了，我拿到一个裤子，我觉得不错。现在我穿的这个喇叭裤是干嘛？只增加鬼丛玲珑还会减一耶。 我当然是要穿我这个当然是穿这个啊，这很强哎，对不对？然后鞋子的话，增强好胜，不用啊，增强好胜啊，这什么？ 这会有副作用的，我都不想带。我是看状况再带啦，好不好？我可以升级哦。我这快好了呢，我再把它打开好了。我有一些进展啊。这个是我一个人做事情的时候可以。
Kuno gets it from his dad. Kuno and his dad are major suppliers. That's where Kuno gets his lightning on.
闪电丸。
Problem is, Kuno and his dad had a little falling out. Now junkies clawing at Kuno's door. Streets going mad. Kuno's got to throw his dirty popo man at it. Dirty popo man is you. In there is Kuno's violent dad on steroids. Kuno's dad does steroids and speed. If you can take him, you can have half of the speed.
可以啊。
Kuno's dad is a fucking monster. He's the most violent man in Revachol. He doesn't give a shit about a single thing. He drinks too.
Are you sure you can take on the most violent man in Revachol? In your condition?
Like half. A baggie, but like in this vial.
That's half a gram.
Yeah, half a G. Want it or not? Okay, Kuno's listening. Alright, pig. You can plug him, but you can't stop him. It'll only buy you time. Just get in the apartment building. Kuno knows you already fucked your way in. Kuno knows everything. Go to room 12, first floor, and kick down the door. Police violence style. Kuno style. And then it's action time. You're locked in the room with violent fuckhead. That's it. Next time Kuno sees you, you better have his shit.
Huh?
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
可以。12号楼。妈，我这怎么才去可以找到这个屋里上的这个妹子啊？已经很晚了啊，我们已经到晚上了。你可以直接从这边进去。12号房吗？先存档啊。12号房啊，这个吗？
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is attached, threatening to cut off the electricity. It's addressed to Mr. Uno Doroita.
好，我来。离开，我用这个哈，我不用装这个东西啊。这个设计的。
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges. Snip. The cutter goes through. You can just go in now. Master Investigator. You just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you? Nothing, nothing. You're right. Get in there. Deep. Invade every personal space. Break every lock. Yes, that's what it is. A quick peek here, a short glance there. It's all quite delectable.
新的啊，这会增加我这个翻箱倒柜时候的实力，应该是这样。快速玩啊！快速玩啊！靠，那这边还有人在睡觉，是不是？
A phone book lies open on the table, covering a stack of utility bills. Right, you pocket the bottle as if it were the most natural thing in the world.
先存档哈，我到底要不要跟他打一架了？我在想。直接跟他偷袭。
Bundle of clothes heaped on the bed, a stained parka, some towels and a duvet, some socks even. In the dark, it looks like a nest. Something underneath there is breathing. Your hand touches a greasy duvet covered in cigarette burns and ketchup stains. You hear a growl. There is something alive underneath it. It's deep, in suffering somehow. You see a 60-year-old, fat, red-headed man passed out from large amounts of alcohol. And God knows what else. The smell. You don't have to take him down. He's already down.
真的吗？我真的不用打他吗？想说我要打一下嘞。
The aging alcoholic is still there, breathing. The air in the room is stale.
干嘛有存档？不需要吧？我不需要跟他打。下雨啊！怎么样？
Trying to sneak up on me again?
神经病欸！ 晚上啊，我也快速玩啊。
Fuck does Kuno care? Alright, so you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it. First, you give Kuno Kuno's kilo, then that's how we split it. It's the best way, street way. Wow, that's heavy. There you go. More than half in there. Kuno's fucking honourable like that. Now tell me, how the fuck are you still alive, pig? Yeah, how are you still standing, pig? You sneak past him. What?
His posture changes. The swaying rooster motion stops for a second. Then he gets it going again. reorienting himself.
什么意思啊？
Fuck right. Kuno's dad was sleeping like a bum. Kuno told you. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything. Fucking breaking and entering shit. That's nothing to Kuno's dad. You got lucky, pig. Kuno knew this. Kuno's fucking violent fiend dad's been drinking hard lately. Kuno knew you have a way in. Narrow window. Kuno window. What are you trying to do? Get the Kuno to stop! Kuno's just getting it on.
Keep your ass together, Kuno!
Stop trying to give Kuno your pity shit. Kuno knows what that shit is. Kuno's dad's gonna be a fucking vegetable. Stroke shit, stomach fucked up and... Kuno's gonna go out like that too. Gonna be just like Kuno's violent dad. Fuck on speed, do crime shit, go out fast.
Stop saying all this sad shit, Kuno!
Fuck you talking sad? Kuno's got hard shit, death shit, nothing shit. Fuck right I am. Now get your nun ass out of here before Kuno fucks it dead. You think 'cause you broke Kuno 1 gram of speed, you're friends now? Turn into... Kuno ain't turning into shit. Kuno is... Kuno...
Kuno won! Oh, you won, Kuno!
Yeah, so fucking what?
Kuno.
Fuck are you talking to Kuno about that kiddie shit?
He's trying to
Fuck out of here. Kuno knows it's fucking lame. That's why Kuno changed it. Kuno can change his name into anything. Gonna...
Don't change your name into that, Kuno!
Fuck right there were. Fucking 3 years or some shit. Kuno's got that shit under control. Yeah, pig, this shit is done. Now get the fuck out of Kuno's face. Kuno needs to drop the bomb. Kuno doesn't fucking care.
唉，可怜的孩子呢？快速完呢！我靠！心智跟身手，哎，身手哦，心哦，对，是身手啦。我赶快吞一颗快速丸。这个可以用3次，是不是？我是不是有一个任务是要吃快速丸？啊，快速丸吃一下快速丸，吃。
Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it's time for a little pick-me-up. Time to detect. It will make you into more than that. A mega cop. This is your modus operandi. This is how you've done it for years. Let's go. See? That's your problem. A lack of confidence. Speed can help you with that. It can help you with everything. You raise the bottle, close a nostril, and inhale furiously. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic, and stings a bit inside your nose. Now the taste is slowly receding into your throat. The rush is growing in intensity. Your little heart pounding like a bird in a cage. A sweat breaks out across your brow. Your jaw clenches. And, let's be honest, there's a little chest pain. The good kind, of course. You may want to blast a nosophed or something. You could work with this high. Like, literally, work. Solve the case. File some papers. Maybe clean up your hostel room. Then solve another case. Then start a side investigation into the paranatural. Then build a radio computer. Whoa, this shit is strong. This shit is disco. To this. You kidding? There are massive downsides. It's a potent neurotoxin. Spring. Everything is clear around you. You're ready to concentrate on the next task in the task chain.
In the bottom right corner of the screen.
Guillaume Le Million. Bad news. Guillaume Le Million did not become a cop. In '38, he went on a tour to the Sinyao province in Safre, where he died of autoerotic asphyxiation. His body was found hanging from a decorative dragon tree in his junior suite amid drug paraphernalia, unwholesome objects, and the Sylvia Trainer single, Wonderland, skipping in the background. And yes, you can take this as a metaphor for Revachol in the 30s, and also as a warning.
最后有一个毒品，是不是？哎呦，所有心智的学习上限+1耶！可以啊，觉得还行吧。我现在有两个点数哎。我记得我要用什么东西呀、忘记了。乌诺还有什么事情吗？乌诺是一个可怜的小孩子啊。
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno doesn't fuck.
乌诺只是一个可怜的小孩。可以看一下。我用了什么快速碗了？我用了什么快速碗吗？身手跟心智都+1耶。身手跟心智现在都+1耶。我先去付房租好了，先去付房租啊。
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
妈，你个吸血鬼啊！贵死了！这有些人是在那边。我想去买那个留声机耶。我看一下哈。我看 看一下地图啊，有什么？一堆衣服，从容自若。好像在这里了，来，反起难度，困难。我不用打他，意志坚定。警用斗篷。但我不是早就已经有警用斗篷了？循循善诱。我不是早就已经有警用斗篷了？但是这边怎么会有一个东西啊？我想要买留声机哦。
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive. I just don't like it very much. Movement on the road never really gelled well with the movement of my thoughts. Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop, and then moving on. Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I know it meant something.
Typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
His manner is casual, but his speech is careful, measured. He wants you to know that he has nothing to hide.
It was brought to me to be altered.
The light's buzzing resembles the purring of a cat. It seems very much at home here.
700 real. A bargain, I dare say. The light has undergone 3 transformations, and every transformation, large or small, has a price tag.
The light has been removed and rewired. That's 2 transformations. But what about the third?
The most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
Okay, that checks out. The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently. This would make quite a statement in your living room.
这个音响啊，我先储存好了。我想要去买那个音响，但是很贵啦。
The boomboxes wait on the shelves, and your boombox, that gold and amber Harman Waushi, stares at you longingly.
And here you are, quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever, turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
"干，我不是有那个吗？等一下， 一个道具。录音带，录音带盒子。看我干嘛买这个？浪费钱。不会再浪费钱。我想开一下从容自若，从容自若，从容自若，从容自若。这都。从容自若，从容自若啊！
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Keep saving that economy.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says, but also wind, summer, 100% waterproof, and sport.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
干，从容自若的啊，这个是专门搞从容自若了，疑神疑鬼。有什么可以挑战的？
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see. Sadly, I need this one myself. It's hydrophobic, repels water, almost magically. The company makes them for offshore platform personnel, very sturdy. What I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day. Word has traveled, yes, but nothing of real substance has surfaced yet, I gather. Wild Pines has eyes on the intersection, but not ears.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout. It would give them a read on the entire quarter.
Word has traveled, yes, but not...
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout.
Until you come up with something at that intersection, I'm afraid I have little else...
She simply nods.
Hmm.
She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy to...
Did you now? What sort of borscht is he making? The strike brew. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, I presume you mean put more alcohol in it? Why, if I may ask? Why make them more drunk? Aren't they corked enough already? curious. A very curious... What else? Of course, Detective. You can always drop by later. What would you like to know? Officer, I assure you...
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
Good. What we do...
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent. She nods.
Of course. Of course.
Don't tell her you've met Everard right away. There's time.
Of course. Of course. How else can I help? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
同舟共进。
Glad to have been of assistance.
同舟共进是不是？同舟共进。我要把这个Disco 外套卖掉，这个多少钱呢？我这样同舟共进。
You're back. Good. What more lessons in basic reality?
42了啊。
My favorite.
我可以挑战一次啊！我先存档。
Glad to have been of assistance.
我先挑战一次啊，然后我还可以再
More lessons
点一个
in
点
basic
数。
reality? My favorite part of the day.
6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. "We always do."
You? You're an officer of the RCM. Preciso Mundo. Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective. Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin. The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital. There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent, provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you. The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the International Zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you. So permit me to conclude with this. Who you are to me is the police. the only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol. And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help. Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective. Yes, that means not de jure. Permit me to conclude with this. And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, the girl in the old lady rags. Ah, yes. There's something very satisfying about discussing the fundamental. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
Hello again, officers.
我现在需要汽油，这个我不搞了，因为我要汽油才可以换。烤的味道，这么晚了还在读书哦，哪有可能读那么久了啊？这个有些东西要设计的要合理一点啊！你再去找这个胖子啊，这个胖子哦。
Looking for something? I don't know what you're talking about. He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another honest lorryman's job. Talk to him. I don't know anything. Listen up, fuckwit. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run shit. I ain't saying nothing.
Isn't saying nothing saying something? Or did I just blow your mind?
What? How about you fuck off? I ain't saying anything.
疑神疑鬼，哎，看疑神疑鬼是不是？疑神疑鬼，体格啊，干一下。我需要疑神疑鬼增加，我需要体格增加啊！等一下啊，等一下，疑神疑鬼体格是不是？不是快速玩这个体格，体格啊，士气会减。我要吃这个。
Well, hello. Light reflect. Wow. But there's a satisfying. The golden sun melts down your throat. Its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a happy, gooey mess. So does your mind. All the bad things are
In the bottom right corner.
From the void we.
疑神疑鬼增加了，然后呢？好像有一个服装是增加疑神疑鬼超强的，是不是？这个吧，极限手套，来吧。疑神疑鬼，我现在疑神疑鬼，疑神疑鬼。疑神疑鬼，看他妈是不是有一个衣服叫疑神疑鬼，很厉害的，是不是？是不是有一个衣服疑神疑鬼很强？你跟我讲一下。
keep coming back. That's good,
就是他
officer.
啦，
You won't regret it, officer.
就是他，就是他嘛。所以说他会跟他相关的啊，所以说用疑神疑鬼来突破他是没错。这个啦，疑神疑鬼6啊，疑神疑鬼已经6了呢，赶快储存一下。我用6的疑神疑鬼跟他对决。
Looking for something?
这个是什么？白色检定啊！我就算失败了，我可以增加技能，再来跟他拼一次，一定过了。
The main thing is to not over and, of course, what social sensibilities you
make me rent.
Stop now.
没关系啊，我疑神疑鬼升一次，我还可以再挑战啊。
Looking for something?
看到没有？一定过了。
Failing the last time was so demoralizing and puzzling.
太扯了啦！再升一次。
Looking for something?
Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear. Time to turn up the volume.
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
绿色的，坏色的，绿色撞坏了。
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days. Past the monument, down there. The Green Temple. Now leave me the fuck alone, okay? 绿色。这个啊。
This screen found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. This is the one he pointed to, the green lorry. The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of the seat and two steering levers. Posters cover the small windows in the back. You can't make out what's on them. The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recent. There's no picking this lock. The owner has put special care into it.
先存档啊。
This screen found with a key or a tool. Good thing you have one.
铁锹。来呀。
This screen found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
身强体健。看我现在体格加3。哎，等一下啊，好像有不错的衣服可以身强体健了。等一下，我现在身强体健是+1耶。这个啦，当然穿这个衣服啊。 这个一定要过，我真的没有时间再去搞。
This screen found A to Z. With a firm grip, you raise the pry bar. A glint of light catching on the tip. Call down the hammer of truth and justice. Release your secrets, lorry cabin. The window shatters, and droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement. The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper. It's an issue of Peripherique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper it looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's the hangover. Pull out toolbox slice back into its nest. The rest is as it was. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
哦，对啊，真的，沙子也会磨掉司机右边的鞋底。对，这就是这个处决他们在使用私刑的时候呢，其中有一个人的脚底，他的鞋子是被磨掉了。也就是说，这个司机就是其中一个处私刑的人。
Matching one of the footprints found from the crime scene, which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
没错哈。
You've identified one of the footprints, but there are still 7 to go. The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. But there's something strange about the passenger seat. The radio transmitter sits on the center console, and the pull-out toolbox lies hidden under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen. This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock. And this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881, high above the mass of brown and red roofs that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield. To Kuro, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road. This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct.
干他妈的雨伞，下水道。
No storm will ever drown Revachol, the great solution to the riddle of history. Wind rips through the empty hallways of the once great military hospital, now just a ruin under an overgrown park. Beneath the hospital, great sewer tunnels hum and vibrate with life of their own. The rattle of motor carriages and lorries driving through long-forgotten tunnels, lit by gaslights. The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract.
Okay.
The cluttered cabin of the abandoned lorry offers no reply. If only Lieutenant Kitsuragi were here to help you piece together the evidence. You stuffed the maps back under the seat cover. Better not to leave traces of you being here yet. The movie stars look silently by. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver. The peculiar frequency tableau indicates that at least 128 stations have been saved on this radio. It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together. Unclear. For contacting an entire fleet of lorries, for example. This must be the nerve center of a well-organized operation. Doesn't look like it. Not without the dial key, no. The smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old toolbox under the seat. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last. One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin. The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably Grenade number 5.
Grenade, 手榴弹5号.
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put your finger on whom exactly. This is Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death. She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here, on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too. The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard, and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Hola.
You close the rusty old lorry door. Your job here.
没有调查出什么鬼啊。OK， 至少我可以去拿一些分数啦，拿一些东西回去啊，可以解一些任务啊，拿一些经验值吧。
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Rivershaw. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hat. Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world, humid. Your coat shields you from the rain while the city shivers around you. Sheets of rain over the water, a flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave washing the coast of Martinez, with its motorboats and gently swaying reeds. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble On an inlet beyond the Bay of Revachol, ghosts rise into the sky. The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden light seeps from the office windows. Will you ever go there? No, you are just one of the hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinez every day. Urban coastline, rain dripping off Etonite-covered roofs, cinder blocks left over from half-finished construction. A coal city, end of your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance. The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide. Behind the gates, heaps of supply crates, red and blue metal shipping containers, slick with rain. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor is an artificial mountain range. Immense wealth resides within, and immeasurable poverty in its shadow.
OK， 巨大财富隐藏在其中，而这个巨大的这个贫穷呢，被它这个阴影所覆盖哈，就是贫富差距啦哈。
La Drusienne, King Dri's passenger harbor. Cruise ships flanked by dock arms, cranes watching over the mouth of the river distributary. Couron, the lower middle class. Distributary after distributary cuts the city blocks in a silvery curtain of rain over the houses. The class divide. You have never been there. They don't need the law east of the river. Capeside apartments. Tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. The evening news. A yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. The lingering odor of decomposition mixes with that of damp soil. A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The road ascends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops, woodwork, and tar stretches northward. 4-story buildings as far as the rain can fall. The snows melt in Jamrock.
I have a brother in the cut. Where the wood at?
To be in Martinez, where no one goes, at the runoff point of a long-forgotten canal, standing in the rain, looking north, where Jamrock Rock City stretches inland. In the rain-swept distance, above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct 41 hunches in the rain.
Precinct.
Your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink. Coalition aerostatics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there, where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears. These spring thaw will not last. The winter will return to Revachol.
就这样子吗？我买一个雨衣好了，就买一些煤吧，买一些增加煤气煤的啊，煤的。
A small cabinet on the wall is.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Saint Baptiste, you know, Saint Baptiste.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the.
那个雨衣啊哈。
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan.
Here you go. What is what? What is what?
雨衣是不是？同舟共济，我现在不需要同舟共济，穿着雨衣吧。现在是什么？有技能啊，有点数啊。去找旧医师吧，跟他讲哈，跟他要一点那个经验值回来了。
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything? Yes, my eyes on the harbor have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? It doesn't really matter, and I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That...
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation. Ah, good to hear. I wouldn't want to pry into a confidential police matter, but in the event you'd like to share more, I would like to know who it was. Clever. If you suspect a woman in this sort of skullduggery, good move on their part. A runaway. Good work. This is a tangible lead towards solving the whole mystery. We contain multitudes, do we not? It might not be pertinent to her profession, but who knows? It may help you find her yet. That speaks of the vastness and sophistication of the operation. Were you able to examine the radio? Sensible for her to disable access to such essential information. High-intensity microwave frequencies. They're used for navigational purposes, to compress the inter-eastlery space. They may use it to communicate with incoming freighters.
As the shipments approach Revachol, somehow you suspect something more sinister.
First-rate find. That should tell you all you need to know about their network, I would imagine. So this goes beyond Jamrock. At least you now understand the gravity of the situation, and those maps should prove very valuable indeed. I appreciate you placing your trust in me. Thank you again for looking into this matter. You have my gratitude, and the gratitude of Wild Pine's group.
Wild Pine.
Now, per our original agreement, it's time for me to share company secrets with you. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
Blood.
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Revachol West. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail. They were dispatched after I relayed the Union's initial offer. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering. Crenell, an Oronese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment. The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allows some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
就是一个中尉嘛，这个中尉是这个佣兵，佣兵是一个公司，是科奈尔嘛，奥兰耶，克莱尔奥兰耶嘛，然后其中有个中尉，那被吊死就性侵嘛，那被吊死就是这个中尉啊 ，Colonel 嘛。
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
这就是2个肌肉男嘛，2个肌肉男不是跟那个抽烟的男生调查吗？就是剩下2个佣兵啊。
It was the Union who strung him from that tree. My hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before Crenell indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
具体的嫌疑犯在这个科奈尔啊，这个科奈尔可能为了要找出嫌疑犯呢，可能会找出那个代罪羔羊，随便挑几个但是他们希望呢，这个丘也是希望我们赶快警察呢能找到真正的嫌疑犯。
if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
他说：“这个施行现场8个人他如果你们不找出真正是谁动用施行的，他就会把那个8个一都赶掉了。这样子工会呢就会做出回应啊，这就是把事情给闹大了。”
The Union has over 2,000 men.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, detective? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
但是呢，他说：“你说工会人连枪都没有，但是呢，那个武器，那个中尉那个 Colonel 上校死掉的时候，他是被枪，而且是有外壳的枪给打穿的脑袋的。这个是属于高科技的武器耶，这很奇怪啊。”
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
这个哈，我们一般的武器呢，前膛枪就是每发一发就要装一下，但是呢，这个自动武器是每1-2分钟才要装一下。
As I said, a bloodbath.
Maybe a good bloodletting is just what Martinez needs.
It doesn't have to be like this. Nameless, badgeless officer of the citizens' militia. One single, concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
哦，没错哦，只要找出一个真正的嫌犯，就不会有这个把事情闹大了。
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it. The remaining contractors, their tribunal. It's what they believe. That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez. Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates, supposedly the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too.
上周日，上周日，上周日。
Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe. If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him. Lely, his service name, a nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Lely.
One is a man, Corty, they call him, a nickname as well. The other a woman, Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
Polly 又是一个女。
He was 40 or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age or gauge his facial expressions. He was Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once. They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Approval.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
One is obviously the scat leader at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
啊，原来是那一个哦。 公贼的领袖，他是其中一个佣兵呢。对了，还有一个女的是一个通信的。你看那个，那女的该不会是那个，那个什么？该不会是那个什么那个轮椅的吧？
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
你在游说那些司机的时候，他一直在关切密处，那些。对。
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
The situation at the gates is a powder keg. She says she wants to avert catastrophe, but that's where she draws the line. I call bullshit.
哎，我知道了啦。另外一个就是那个女的嘛，就一开始我碰到那个女的，现在在这个旅馆的这个顶楼抽烟的那一位，她是一个请通报的嘛。
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Nothing is inaccessible.
他那个厨房后面那个蓝色的门呢，可能就是可以通往这个屋顶的。
I hope I can answer it better. Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob and their impatience. I'm not trying to reassure you, officer. Quite the opposite, in fact. It's a matter of days, not weeks. Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Down low.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Escort mission.
I wouldn't go as far as to use that term, detective.
It's the expression she objects to.
Yes.
She picked a strange hill to die on. Strike. She's silent.
Paramilitary death squad is a bit rich. But yes, were it up to me, I would have at least vetted them more thoroughly.
暗杀小队。
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
ICP 就是人口检查。
yes, your condition. The International Collaborative Police maintains a database for these sorts of things. Perhaps you should consult it. It was just a suggestion. I have. and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask. Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
For about half a minute, she wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are cut short and fractured, like those of a working woman. Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent. Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
真的还假的？
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it. Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here. Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Inter-Islary Age.
真的还假的啊你？真的还假的？你现在很确定他身上那些刺青就是一个水路图吗？
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
In Martinez, looking into Krenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside, there is a siren. Distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock Quarter. Vredefort? Vredefort has a military academy. The Seminese Islands saw a recent conflict. In Revachol, he was executed.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
OK， 这有可能是他的从军记录，是不是？
For all the boys looking for adventure, a blood spatter on the seas.
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
I am relieved you think so. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security.
OK。
Is there anything else I can help you with?
我觉得差不多可以睡了啦。明天的话，这明天那个警总回来，我的助手回来的时候呢，就跟他再去调查一下这个女司机那边的东西，我再调查一下。哎，我现在的。存档吧。明天再去找那个工会的老大哈，他还在呀。这个人是谁？那个情报的那个电报的这个女的，这个已经就是就是她了。
The door is closed. This door can still nothing. You should punch a fucking hole in it. That felt good. Everyone is a whore. Now, you slam your fist into the vinyl. It does not produce a hole. The door sits sturdily in the frame, and your fist hurts. This was all a very good, normal thing to do. Still nothing. You should punch a fucking hole in it. That felt good. Everyone, you slam your fist into the vinyl. It does not produce a...
Yeah. 窗户可以打开吗？换这个东西，换一个东西可以打开。诶？哦。看他妈的，有可能哦。有可能哦。明天有水道会修好了。哎，妈的，关门了。哎，去找那个，找那家伙，他9点不知道会不会在。有人在吗？今天我就来找你啊。
This door is made of metal and appears to no one answer. Looks like he isn't home. You should come back tomorrow evening.
那不是灯有亮吗？奇怪。这个要怎么过去啊？嗯，你不能过去啊。唉。这个人怎么还没回来啊？小孩子回家不睡觉，你太扯了。
Trying to sneak up on me?
我还有2个技能点啊，看一下地图好了，还有哪些东西可以挑战啊？唉，困难、传奇、毫无可能、中等、意志坚定。警用斗篷，是哪里呀？警用斗篷。警用斗篷，循循善诱。干，循循善诱。循循善诱。循循善诱，我才1页而已。
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
我应该这个时候我要用充电的啦。坚韧副板。剩4个。9小时。这个啦，我觉得这个不错。通打器。这个啦，我觉得试试看。打开一个东西，再打开一个吧。我在这边。
You sit on the wind. You finally stop picking your nose.
好，然后我看一下哈，看到没有？这个已经过了，这样1个小时我就可以了。
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench.
不能再用吗？有，可以啊，可以重复用。
Time passes. The bright sun blazing overhead is making.
来啊！
Indirect modes of taxation. Turns out those financial oversight committee gangsters stuffed millions of hard-earned dividends away in the last place anyone thought to look. the hearts and minds of everyday Rivisholians. You need to spread that deregulation gospel to the people. Tell them about that foreign fair tax. Preach that 98% gross burden. Preacher, preacher man.
我每次
Set
讲
the
话，
brothers free.
我每次
Taxes are racist.
我每次对话的时候，我都可以增加一点，我都可以拿到1块钱。我觉得还不错啊，这可以增加钱呢、5点。干，可是好啦，增加钱是不是？而且我还有什么？每次点到绿色的东西的时候呢，我还可以增加10哎。干啊，间接瞌睡，我觉得很亏啊！不要，我觉得有点亏，真的有点亏。对不起。这个对不起，真的很亏啊！好啦，血亏，血亏啊！喇嘛有什么指教吗？
Give me a moment. I'm not. If it's barely.
She hasn't spoken to any.
Ask away, policeman. People come and go. I don't.
They probably just moved or died. Hopefully somewhere else.
No one lives there. It's been empty for months. Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you? Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans.
有挂锁的门。
Oh, that one is a scientist, a future scholar. I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study. Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall. The symbol of what now? Never heard of it. I don't want to talk about Dewey addicts, all of them. And sometimes I hear them screaming. They don't like me cleaning behind their door. Think I'm listening in on their fights.
So she doesn't. Not after that one time. There's a that one time here.
No one likes them in this building. It's only because of the kids they haven't been thrown out. I don't like talking about those people.
She mumbles some kind of a response.
Ask away, policeman.
She mumbles some...
I'm no... It's barely...
She hasn't spoken.
Hey, 10号哦，看一下10号。10号。
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the pad.
Excuse me?
Scare them. Suspected of some... You have plenty of reason to enter. That was easy.
哈哈哈，存档。干嘛？叫你进来了吧？先不要管他。
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
看，它是一个房地产。
Boy, there are a lot of different keys there. More than 20 at...
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control written under a nondescript municipal logo.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour. Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall.
他这个房地产，这栋大楼是这个房地产管理的。
A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
The sum must have been puny.
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both. I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place. It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent.
A sudden serious look crosses her face. This story didn't have a happy ending.
But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? It is! Everyone says the real estate agents don't do anything. But here I am in the middle of the night cleaning up someone's crash pad. So, the sooner we get this over with, the better. Of course.
这就是管理大楼管理人啊。
Give me a moment. I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them. We won't be killing anyone. And you shouldn't say things like that. You're a police officer. There's been enough killing. I've seen it.
好啦。
Hey. Psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings, regardless of their political beliefs. Okay, not in so many words, but don't deny it. You're about to rip off that mask of social democracy and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate mankind.
Masticate.
Everyone can see that. So tell me, Do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it? Oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready. Too late to back out now.
你完成了，这个完成没有经验值啊！干，怎么又新的啊？社会主义啊！几点了？好啦好啦，我们先到这了哈，晚上再继续啦。现在剩下的时间要干嘛啊？存档吧。